What is up, guys? Tarpon Boy 95 back, and this is top road cars of Forza 4, and we have the SLS AMG, as you guys can see from that picture right there. So we're gonna jump right into this, and we do have a speed of 9.1, which is about average for S-Class cars, S-Class supercars, that is. We have a 5.6 handling, just a tad low, but it does have that really long wheelbase, and it does have a lot of weight on the front end, so it does push in the corners really deep. You guys will see that later. We have an 8.6 acceleration with a 7.9 launch. Then the braking is actually kind of low because the car is kind of long. It's 5.6. It did drop a little bit from our previous cars that we have done. So we're going to jump right in here to the free look, whatever it's called. Yeah, free look. I like this car because of the lines. That's originally how I liked it. Forza 3, they made this car brilliant. I was in love with this car in Forza 3, but Forza 4, you know, it's not really a great car in Forza 3, or 4, my bad. You guys will see that in the road test, how slick it is in the corners, even with those 295 rear tires in the back of it. So it does have 571 horsepower, V8, pushing it, and a lot of people don't believe when it's a V8 because it's got such a long front end. Well, if you look at it, there is a ton of room in there to work around if you guys open the hood up on one. Which is why it's so long, just to get so anybody can go in there and work on the car. It does have 479 pound-feet of torque, and it does weigh 3,571 pounds, which is a lot lighter than the Ferrari FF, but an average supercar weight. 47% of the weight is to the front, which to me it doesn't feel that way because just watching the corners, it does slide around a lot. Now it does have a 6.3-liter V8. Massive sounds, as you guys can tell. You know, it revs up to 8,000 RPMs. It just screams. It does have a very long gearing too, and as you guys can see right up in here, the rear end just likes to get out on this car. That's one thing I don't like about the car. Is the rear end it's just so loose and free in the corner. Just hard for me to handle. Right up in here was one of the hardest turns because it just slide out right up in here, but I took the corner wider that time and got a very fast lap in this car. Not as fast as I originally thought it would be. So, alright, let's go back into the stats on this bad boy. Top speed, 211 miles an hour. Not bad. One of the fastest cars we've done yet. And 0 to 60 time of 3.6 seconds, which I was actually expecting just a hair slower than that. But what's stopping this bad boy, which I don't really like the brakes on this thing. It's got 15.3-inch cast iron disc brakes with 6-piston aluminum calipers in the front, and then 14.1-inch cast iron disc brakes with 4-piston aluminum calipers in the rear. Why cast iron? You know, I mean, everyone's using carbon ceramic now, but the Germans go and use cast iron. I don't see why. I don't know. I mean, maybe you guys can tell me in the comment section why they would use cast iron and brakes. I just don't see why they would do it. It adds a lot of weight, you know. Doesn't really stop them as fast as carbon ceramic brakes do. So tell me in the comments below why they did that. But it is naturally aspirated, as I said. And the lateral G's on this car is 0.96, so not as high as you would think it would be. But then you do say, oh, well, it does have that humongous front end on it. So that explains it right there. I was not able to get a good quarter-mile time on the car. Had a lot of wheel slip, so I couldn't get that. But the tire width on these cars, you got a 265 in the front and a 295 in the rear. The car does redline at 8,000 RPMs, which is where you get that massive V8 roar out of that rear tailpipe. Oh, that right there. Little slick, sliding around in these turns. Like I said, that's one thing I don't like about the car. But it does sound amazing. That's one thing they got perfect with this car, is it just sounds so brilliant. The little top speed here, about 130 miles an hour on the backstretch. And the final two corners, take that wide turn. Last corner. Understeer right there, cross the line. As you guys can see, the Corvette's still leading. Alright guys, please like the video, subscribe if you're new. Tarpon 95, I'm out of here. Peace.